Hey there, Heather. Hello, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to yet another episode of um, ASG Golf. We are doing the 70s 90s tournament. We are finishing up the 70s 90s tour because after today we will know the 12th and final uh, team that player who will get to Augusta for the year end tournament, alongside the 11 other winners, which are Justin Leonard, Paul Azinger, Nick Price, David Duvall, Johnny Miller, Hal Irwin, Dwight Weaver, Lee Trevino, Jerry Pate, Greg Norman, and David Love III. So the winner of today's game between Bobby Cole and Dave Hill will be the one that will be joining them. Um, if you take second place, you go to the runner-up tournament alongside T.T. Rodriguez, Lee Jansen, Jack Nicholas, Bob Murphy, Lou Graham, and John Wise. There is a bit of a hiccup because of the fact that we have six guys. Well, the runner up here will be seven. We need 10 minimum. So, what does that mean? Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong thing. But yeah, what does this mean? Well, we need 10 people. So, what happened was that we took the loser of a match between Steve Pate and Duffy Waldorf, the winner, and then the two losers from today, yesterday, who were Duffy Waldorf and Mark Hayes. And the loser of this matchup will join. So those four guys will be added in to make 10 people. Well, there's obviously a guy to be runner up. I don't know that's Cole or Hill. But what will happen is Pate, Waldorf, and Hayes will be kind of given a bit of a handicap. I hate to say it, but I can say it. None of those guys can qualify unless they win the first, second, third, or even fourth rounds of the qualifying tournament. And of course, we'll do the draw to decide where we're going to go with this tournament. We know the letter R is out because that's what the earliest tens did. So yeah, we'll have that coverage for you at the butt end of this. And also to know whoever wins this tournament between this matchup between Cole and Hill, they will get their first tournament win in ASG history. This has been going on since 2022, so they'll be looking good. Now, let's take a look at the bracket because we need to know how these two guys got here. Bobby Cole, his first round match was against Marco Mira. No slouch. And he did great on the front nine and back nine. Second round, he took on Mac McClendon. Tight, tight fit. McClendon was actually up by two with five to play, but Cole won 4 out of 5 holes. And then he put Mark Brooks, close match. And then he took on Russ Cochran, down by two early, and then he wins by three. Bobby Cole on Friday against Tom Weiskopf in the quarterfinals. Did a decent front nine, but the back nine, he really worked it out. And then yesterday against Duffy Waldorf, Duffy had a lead of three, but with five to play, it looked like Duffy Waldorf was going to move on. But somehow Cole won 14 and 15, and then went 18 to force the playoff, which he won. So Bobby Cole has come through in one of the weirdest ways possible. Dave Hill, his first round match was against Paul Laurie. It was a dogfight. Laurie had to win 17 and 18 to force the extra hole, which Hill won. And then on Tuesday against Fulton Elm, great front nine, decent back nine. Wednesday against Gilby Gilbert, good front nine and back nine. Gilbert could only take holes off them. Thursday against Bruce Crampton, it was actually only 6 out of 18 holes that had a winner. On Friday against Bill Glasson, Hill had to win on the final hole to force a playoff, which he won on the second playoff hole. But here's the thing: Glasson missed a 4-foot putt on 18 that would have iced, or was it 16? Can't remember which hole, but that would have iced it. And then yesterday, he took on Marquez and didn't let Marquez into the match at all. So who will win? Well, the FanDuel says Dave Hill will be moving on to win. Now, of course, whoever loses There will be no shame because, I mean, the worst that can happen is you'll be going to the wild card tournament and you gotta go 6 out of 10. That'll be cool. Up and over. Ooh, he squirted that bunker, but he didn't hit it. Dave? Okay. Dave Hills won double-digit PGA Tour wins tournament in real life, including 4 in Memphis. My guess is if he wins this big stuff, he might pick that. Par? Nope, not by 2. Cole for the hole. He missed by 5. On to 2. At Murfield. First one was in Australia. Nice job by Cole. Dave Hill. Wow, that was off a tree. Did you see that? Off a tree and onto the fairway. That was actually a good shot. And that's also a good shot. Lucky hop on that one by Hill. So, that's not half bad either. About 10 feet. What kind of doing? Dave Hill. Well, up and over. Well, this one, well, it's hard to get on the green and green. Wow, he pushed it down. Dave Hill, that's a shot. Shot by Hill. Whoa, how did he do that? Well, Bobby Cole's got to put it in. And the roll, it looked good, but no. So Dave Hill strikes first. On to 4, quarter line. Over the water. Now it's in the bunker, but it's over the water. Cool. Yes, it is. On the green, too. But look at that roll back. Wee. Hill, can he get close to the pin? Maybe. For the hole. Off by 2. Hill for par. Misses a shot. Cole can tap in. We are going to number 5, Oscar, on to Pine Valley. Up and over. To the left center. Yeah, I figure if Dave Hill wins this, wins everything, then he'll be going to Memphis. Now the rule is that the 3 courses, the U.S. Open Championship, the PGA, and the British Open May, June, July, those 3 will be the first 3 courses of the match play with the 4 tours. And of course, we do points to determine what decade goes with what. And the 4th course goes to whoever wins the tournament on January the 4th will get his course of choice picked. All that. Now, there has to be a 4th course picked, right? Yeah, because we have to grab we're going to grab the best of the British Open things. We're going to grab Aaron Mink, because that's where the PGA Tour thing will be in May. And we have to grab Royal Birkdale for July. Shinnecock hosts the U.S. Open in June, so we don't have to worry about that. And then we have to find another course. So that 4th course will be somewhere in relief. Here's Hill.
All right.
Up and ooh, to the right. Cool. Luckily, it is a par 5. Because, if you get on 2, you're special. Special boy. Cool? I know people will be thinking, why don't you put the ladies on tour? I wish I did. For birdie. Too much. Go for the hole. No. Hey. I had a chance to take the lead. -6 at the Belfry. Good course. A lot of people said your field or the Belfry might actually be added in. I would do that too. I would put it on overseas and all that. Good shot. Over everything. Oh, he almost pulled it out. That was perfectly placed. Cole. Yeah, not really the best place. Birdie. Yeah, he missed. Hill can tap in. Got the lead again. Under 7. That left hand, that Oakmont, where that left hand bunker is pretty immense. Hill went to the right. Cole to the left. Yeah, the angle, and you're not allowed to change the angle unless it turns red. Cole. Up and over. Trying to go right there. Hill for par. I think I was supposed to put it in super few. Well, it doesn't really matter because it's match play. Cole for the hole. Yes, sir. We're tied again. Second time we're tied.
All right.
He hit the bunker. Hill. And he's in the bunker.
All right.
Hill.
All right.
Hill. Chandler Monica. Cool. For par. Nope. Hill for the hole. No. Five. Bobby Cole and 9 from Turn Buddy. We've had it. We have it's fine. We have Turnberry in the rotation. Dave Hill. Up to the left center. Bobby Cole up and over. A lot of people says that now August will be back to the British Open for the match play. Well, I know the Olympics are this year, but that's in Italy. And also, note, it's the Winter Olympics. Cole for birdie. Off my foot. Hill for the hole. Water. Takes the lead. It's a dogfight, back and forth, back and forth. Dave Hill has had the lead 3 times. On the 10 from Marion. Over the landing area, Cole could have been worse long ago. That's what I know. Dave Hill up and that's chunky salsa. Bobby Cole, nice and roll. 9 for birdie, 64 feet. You'll lag. Smart move because he knows that Cole is going to be close to the pin. He doesn't want to overshoot it terribly because then Cole has a chance to in the match. Has the hole. On to numero 11. Numero, I can't speak Italian. Number 11. That reminds me, I really wanted to take a look at the Hot Shots Golf thing. And I think I've done that before. Cool. So the greatest shots in all Hot Shots Golf history. Yeah, when I did that before COVID, ruined everything. For par. Too much. Cole for the hole. Yeah, tied again. Bobby Cole, legend on the Sunshine Tour, the South African version of the PGA. And Dave Hill, who won double digits on the PGA Tour in the 70s. Both guys from the 70s. Bad shot from the bunker. Cole has a chance to come close to the pin and maybe finally take the lead. Does he? Oh, no, he don't. Hill? Well, he missed the bogey putt. That's good for Cole. Under 13. That's one of the holes you'll be in Augusta, where it's always better to aim to the right. At the left side, it's good by the feet. His hill is more to the right. He's going to go for it. Why not? That's why not. Red. Well, that's good news for Bobby Cole because if it's red, he's allowed to change it. Because he would hit a tree. I think he would have been A-okay. And it is also the pin placement that helps things out. Oh, too much. What a mistake by Cole and half the hole. But Bobby's still in the lead. Under 14 from Taku. Down the middle, the belly of the beast. It looks like a belly. Like a woman's belly. Over everything. Not really. Bobby Cole. Up and over. Shite. Dave Hill. Bobby Cole for par. Oh, brutal miss by Cole. He had like a very good chance. He had a 1 in 4 chance of fucking it up, and he did. So now we're tied, headed to Riviera on 15. Why are you clapping? That's plugged in the thing. I think he thought he was going to hit the fairway, but the bunker at the last second must have hit it. Oh, the bunker. Let's give you a long putt. Bobby Cole, can he get close to the pin? And right to the pin. He'll probably take the lead again. 29 feet. Nope. Happen? Got the lead again. Number 15, Punta Mita. Off the rocks and onto the rough. Oh, they call it. Hill's like crying foul. He's like, what the fuck? Looks like Bobby Cole's gonna win. For sure. Nope. I think that's kind of a bullshit thing. And I think that's bullshit. Well, how was I supposed to know that? They should have just given him the unplayable. He's on the cart path. 117 in St. Andrews. Right down the middle. That's perfect. That is really perfect. Yeah, I think he'll have a reason to cry foul. Here's Dave Hill over everything. Okay. Cole. Up and up. That's a bad pitch shot. It didn't even go too far. Dave Hill wants to pitch it up. Close to the pin. That's on the right spot, Jeff. Yeah. I know. I should have read to suggest. For the hole. He's off by 2. I think he'll be okay. Oh no, it's a tie. They tied the hole. Okay. Well, Cole. Alright. So we're on 18. Oh no, he went left. Just stay dry, Bobby. Bobby Cole could stay dry. He'll still win. Dave Hill will. He's desperate. Bobby Cole, just stay dry. He does. So the Red Dogs give him reason to smile. And Bobby Cole is going to win this match. So it all worked out in the end. That 16th hole boondoggle doesn't mean squat. He's off. Ready to win the match. The pride of South Africa is your winner. Winner and chicken dinner. Bobby Cole of South Africa will be going to Augusta for the first time in his life. Of course, he's won a tournament finally, so he gets the duck off his back. And Bobby Cole heads to Augusta, and Dave Hill will have to wait and see if he gets in as a wild card. But yeah, what a job by Bobby Cole. Couple of key wins and all that. He's the man. Dave Hill can't believe it. That boondoggle on 16 and 17 for that matter. It didn't matter. But yeah, it didn't matter in the end. Bobby Cole did it. Nobody was up by 2, so it was just, it was just one of those hectic matches. Like basically nobody's blown up over the other. It was just hectic. Well, 11-12 for Bobby Cole. Those 2 holes Cole won back to back. So yeah, my strokes Hill did better, but that doesn't matter. So Bobby Cole will join Justin Leonard, Paul Azinger, Nick Price, David Duval, Johnny Miller, Hale Irwin, DeWitt Weaver, Lou Trevino, Jerry Pate, Frank Norman, and Davis Love III to Augusta automatically, and now we have to have the wild card matchup. So we will have 10 names and just make sure we get We have to make sure we get all of it. Stroke play. Wild card 2025. And now we have to do the generator. It's a 19. It's an S. So an S. And it will be Spyglass who will host this event. I think this should be a good go. All right, so let's make sure we get the 10 players who do not have a title. All right. Chi should be easy because Chi's from Puerto Rico. Okay. For Puerto Rican flag. There we go. Lee Jansen, Jack Nicklaus should be up there. There's Jansen. There's no Jack Nicklaus? Oh, he's up there in the 6-foot. Faldo, Floyd, and Hale Irwin. Nope. Price Trevino. Okay, so Murphy, Graham, Wise. Murphy, Graham, Wise. There's Graham. Murphy and Wise. I know kind of where Mickey. There's Bob Murphy. Come on. John Wise. Oh. That's 6. All right, so Steve Pate. Waldorf, Hayes Hill. There's Mike Hill, but not Dave Hill. Steve Pate, Waldorf, Hayes and Hill. There's Duffy, Pate Hills. Hayes and Hill. There's Marquez, and there's Dave Hill. So that's your 10 entries for the tournament. Wild card, nobody loses. Of course, Spyglass Hill will be like quick play round, if you will. So the winner of each round will get out of the wild card spots. So we'll have 3 wild card spots right off the bat, and then the winner of round 4, and then we'll have 2 other wild card cards. But there is a caveat for Jansen and Nicklaus because they both have lost. They both have multiple runners up, as in 2 of them. They both get the benefit of a doubt. If they don't get top 6, then they can get 7 for 8th, and they're in. Know that, and let's not forget that Steve Pate, Waldorf, and Hayes have to win the rounds for them to qualify because of what happened. It wouldn't be fair to the 7 guys who lost legitimately. Let's see off. Yeah, they like Spyglass. And we have a leader, Mark Hayes. So Mark Hayes will get in. So Mark Hayes, well, he won legitimately, -4. So Mark Hayes is going to be the first guy who will qualify automatically. Bob Murphy, Lee Jansen, and Duffy Waldorf at -2 each. Jack Nicklaus and Steve Pate tied for 5th. Lou Graham 7th. John Wise is 8th. Chi 9th. Dave Hill is 10th. He must have some rest after losing that play-in. But yeah, Mark Hayes, because he won after 1 round, and even though he didn't take a top 2, he was in as one of those semifinalists, but he won the first round, so that means he gets one of those chances. So Mark Hayes gets in. Yeah, round 2. Round 2. Round 2, and it will be Bob Murphy who will take the lead. -5, Bob Murphy is on his way to Augusta. Yep, so Bob Murphy will be headed his way to Augusta. Jack Nicklaus -4. Duffy, John Wise with a 468. Great job. He's now in the hunt. That would be amazing if he gets in. Lou Jansen -3. So Nicklaus and Jansen both are in the top 6, so they're in good shape. Not in good shape is Hill and Chi. Looks like those 2 are in trouble. But yeah, so Bob Murphy is going to Augusta. Mark Hayes is a guy from the 70s. I thought he was from the 90s. It's not. All right, round 3. Fight. Round 3. And with a 69, we have a tie between Jansen. We have a 4-way tie for the lead. right now. Chi Mall has 2. Dave Hill and Lou Graham both have fumbled. Dave Hill looks like he's definitely not going in. So we have 4 guys at -6. Jansen, Waldorf, Murphy, Nicholas. Now we have to get rid of Murphy because of the fact that he's already won a round. It's Jansen, Waldorf, or Nicholas. So who had the lead after? So 4-way tie. So that means we will determine it by who had the better first round result. And right now, the best score is a 70 between those Jansen, Waldorf, and Murphy. Jansen or Waldorf. Round 2. Oh, Jansen and Waldorf both have 70, 71, 69. So it's a tie. So we have a tie. Nicholas shot a 71, so that's why he's not getting the chance. But because Lee Jansen does have 2 runner-up finishes, Jansen will get in. So Jansen will get in. Nicholas does have the benefit of a doubt. John Wise is fighting for 5th. So we know this. We know it's Hayes, Jansen, and Murphy who will move on to the Tournament of Champions because they led after 1 round each. If everything goes according to plan, it'd be Waldorf, Nicholas, and Wise who beat Steve Pate at the line for spot number 6. All right, 1 more round. Jack Nicklaus makes a birdie, so he's in the lead. Jansen Eagles on 7, so he's at -9. Well, he doesn't need to. Jansen birdies, but yeah, Jansen's already in the tournament as a wild card. Bob Murphy 4 straight birdies. It doesn't matter for him because he's right there. There's a bogey 5. Oh, we still the break low round. We don't want to field low round. Oh, we have to have a playoff between Jack Nicklaus and Lee Jansen. But it doesn't matter because Jansen's already qualified. Jack Nicklaus wins. So both Jansen and Nicklaus with 2 runner-up finishes, they actually do lead after any of the rounds, any of the 4 rounds. So they're in no matter what. We don't have to do the benefit of a doubt. All right, so now Bob Murphy -5. John Wise and Duffy Waldorf tied at 3 under par. So Murphy's won. So Nicholas is in now. Jansen already qualified. Murphy already qualified. Wise and Waldorf. Yep, so it's Hayes, Jansen, Nicholas, Murphy, Wise, and Waldorf. So John Wise is in. Wise is in, and Duffy's in. And Duffy's in. So Mark Hayes already qualified through, so he made it through. Commiserations to Pate, Hill, Chi, and Lou Graham. What a job by Dave Hill. -4, but he misses by a lot. He missed by plenty. He just had 3 bad rounds and all that. -4. Great job by Dave Hill. He wasn't last, but unfortunately for him, he's missed. And Duffy Waldorf does qualify alongside John Wise. So the 6 wild cards go to Lee Jansen, Jack Nicklaus, Bob Murphy, John Wise, Duffy Waldorf, and Mark Hayes. They will be going to Augusta. Great for the Al Red Sox group because John Wise will represent them. Jansen parred, so Lee Jansen won the playoff. Yep, so Lee Jansen won the sudden death playoff like it mattered. But yeah, Jansen's in, Nicholas is in, Murphy, Wise, Waldorf, and Hayes. So those are your 6 wildcards. So nice job by Waldorf and Hayes to sneak in ahead of people like Graham and Chi and even Dave Hill. Poor Dave Hill, he botched it, the match play, and then he had terrible rounds and couldn't make it through. And see Duffy Waldorf and Mark Hayes getting ahead of him. Yeah, Dave Hill beat Mark Hayes. But Hayes gets into the tournament and not Hill. He feels cheated, but that's the way the rules went. All right, so, well, thankfully, the 40s, 60s, and 80s, 2000s won't have the same situation. We have 10 guys in the 40s, 60s who are in the runner-up pool, so we might have 11, which is fine. In the 80s, 2000s, we have 9 guys, with Sergio Garcia being a double loser. The 40s, 60s don't have a guy who was runner-up twice. So yeah, so 80s, 2000s have 9 people, right? They have 9. There'll probably be a 10th for the runner-up of the 80s, 2000s. Yeah, they'll probably be a 10th runner-up. But that's the way it rolls. Everything rolls that way. Anyhow, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.